the prediction, like the moment where you can bet, will end when the warm-up takes down. So get ready to deploy your lightning bolts, and Rob, get ready to roll off map number 1. JSkey is spawning at Heavy, indeed. Well, Lure picks up the Mega, and I think Lure wants to make sure that he puts the pressure right away on JSkey, but he has no lightning gun, and JSkey can go up that bounce pad without taking any punishment, and in the end, Lure maybe just wanted to trade positions. Lure has grabbed all the weapons he needs now, and before taking that rail, his stack didn't even look too bad, but now JSkey smells block, drops down, loses position on the Mega, and Lure can restack.
Yeah, and I do think JSkey got the favorable spawn playing in Galena. Have key control. And now you can build that totem economy around that area and yeah, keep your opponent at bay. He dished out the most damage in the previous fights, but now Lure is able to do some damage, or enough actually to give him a reason to attack. He's trying to do some damage from below. Loses out on the Mega health and gets a nasty rail in his body.
And despite picking up the Heavy, Lure needs to be aware of current angles and all the totems there were. He wasn't aware of this one. Totem overstack got professionally removed, 2 totems dead. But Lure is still weak, 1 rail will kill him. Timmy is there to protect his master, but his master's out of rockets, and now defending that Heavy room will become a challenge.
Yeah, I do think, like, even with the Heavy pickup, and now again, JSkey has reason to go out and chase a frag up, but yeah, still so defensive. And now Lure is actually back in action. Has overstack on the armor and his basic health. And he's laying out the trap.
Oh, and a beautiful trap that is. 139 damage from the Australian. And in the end, he decides to fall back down to the Heavy. Hearing the Mega pickup as well. And now it's a fighting time. He has so much more stack. JSkey is not having any armor. Lure decides to protect the upper armor. But will it be enough? The lower armor is up. JSkey can grab it and it gets removed. But the rails are being traded, and now Lure needs to watch out. But Lure lands rail after rail and gets the first frag 2 minutes and 35 seconds in.
Yeah, JSkey had the case of 1 peak too many. Peaking while railable. And yeah, Lure, his hit scan capabilities are awesome. Just held the angle, and as soon as JSkey appeared at it, he had the reflex to click on his mouse.
Just barely the rocket misses, but JSkey's sitting on the light armor. Lure has all the position he needs for the major items though, and he's looking to deal some damage if JSkey would have shown up, but JSkey didn't, and now JSkey actually blocks the pathway to the Heavy.
Oh, but
Lure lands an important rail and should be able to kill his opponent here. But the totem heals him up, and that might lead to Lure underestimating the stack. It doesn't matter because his LG tracking is immaculate. Lure with the second frag on the board.
Yeah, I do think the weapon selection could have been better from JSkey. He was bringing a rocket to an LG fight. Lure expertly sidestepping the rockets while doing consistent damage with the LG. Ooh. Now he's not hitting his rail though, so he's been shaking his mouse.
Doing all the baiting shots, so JSkey is confident in peeking into Lure's rail, and then the next fight, bam, rail after rail will connect. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, that's what shaking your mouse does to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, good placement of the turret, as the teleporter play was basically denied from JSkey, and this means that he can't make his way over to deal damage on the Mega Health pickup, and a beautiful rocket from Lure just afterwards ensures that he can pick up the Heavy without taking any damage. JSkey goes for a little chip rocket, but none of those connect.
Yeah,
and now Lure needs to watch out because Totem Overstack is actually deployed. But it doesn't really matter if you hit pixel perfect lightning gun.
Yeah, and Lure is a player, as soon as he is in control, he will just play the items and be defensive. Even he will always play defensive. Oh no!
That's 100!
What?
No, that's all the damage. 180 from Timmy off the spawn. JSkey felt the wrath of the turret right there. I mean, he spawned at the heavy, but that's an unlikely death.
Wow, how did he not get out of the stream that Timmy was shooting at him?
And despite having both major items on that rotation, I mean, he died in between, but still, JSkey can't really get a footing in this game.
Yeah, let's go.
Lure does the same trap again. Fortunately for JSkey, Timmy was not fully deployed yet. Otherwise, that damage would have been much more significant already. And he pushes aggressively when the heavy was up for grabs. And now Lure forces the spawn again.
Oh,
but now
the
Lure is the
rocket
one
is
who's
great.
weak.
Oh, he
JSkey's
needs to
defensive
follow
play is
it up.
actually immaculate.
Yeah, but he doesn't have really the weapons to do damage from afar. But look at this! Lure walks
Direct
into
Rocket does
a
the trick
full
too, right?
window. He loses out on the mega health though. I do like the aggressive move, even without that much health.
Do not.
Yeah, he needs to force the issue, but yeah, doesn't get anything out of it. But he does have a nice track in there.
Yeah, not everyone can say that from himself.
Yeah, and you just put that one frag in your highlight reel, and nobody talks about all the 9 frags of Lure.
Yeah, but here we are, Lure picking up the item simultaneously with JSkey. But given the huge lead, I think Lure is just happy in sharing the control for now. I mean, there needs to be something more than just 1 or 2 frags. There needs to be a full swing of momentum and control, and a huge amount of forced spawns for JSkey to pull this one back.
Yeah, I do like that he now has heavy control again, and he has overstack on the totem, so he's a healthy boy. If I may quote Artisan. Oh, and he gets a nice combo rail kill. Rocket combo. Rocket rail combo, that's the wording I was looking for.
Yeah, there even is a medal for it, Rob. It's called combo for it. Combo kill, I think, actually.
Oh, but Lure nails it.
Huge damage from the nail gun. Lure is using that weapon very well. Trapping his opponent with the on the teleporter exit twice now with it. Dealing much damage.
Look at the rails! Oh, it always gets in the frag. Like if JSkey did the same weapon selection as Lure did. Oh, again? Why?
The same turret, and JSkey's just like, I'm just happily taking the damage. And again?
Doesn't he know that he can shoot it? Oh. That's so rough.
It feels like Timmy did like 500 damage already.
Or is this a bugged out Timmy? Where is it?
No, it got destroyed now.
Oh, okay. Because that can happen, right? That it just gets deployed inside of the wall or something.
Oh, and the bopping begins. 2 big bops from the top down on JSkey. Will completely negate the heavy armor he just picked up, falling back to a light. His stack's still not healthy, and Lure is just having a good time right now, it looks like. Still can take a rail, whereas JSkey can't, and there you go.
I like that. Like, you force your opponent one way with the nail, and then you just have an easy aim practice.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice use of the nail gun. Definitely forcing his opponent. Oh, and what a direct! The sniper abilities of this man seem to be on point.
Yeah, that was a bit of a revenge of JSkey's first frag, I think.
Oh, no. Okay, that totem did not blow up. Oh, and a great rocket from JSkey again, and nobody's landing the rail. Everyone would have been dead from hitting one, or getting hit by one rather. And Lure's just like, okay, I'm gonna chill my life now down here. 10 seconds left. Who cares? JSkey doesn't seem to care as he pushes into that room, and there's Timmy again to block him off completely, and the time runs out. 15-2. Lure takes it in commanding fashion.
True, but it was entertaining from both sides.
Yeah, now we are going to face some, see them face off on Deep Embrace. Doomslayer on Lure against JSkey's Visor.
Ooh, so yeah, Lure has actually the perfect pick on this map. Like, the best you can have. Let's give
Probably.
Lure points on the board while the players are ready up. Yeah, so JSkey playing the Visor will have the information, but Lure has such an easy time to get in a favorable position.
Yeah, there's not much he needs to do to like maneuver around the map, whereas JSkey needs to get his movement correct if he wants to be as fast and as nimble on a map like Deep Embrace with the Visor. But it's doable.
True.
I mean, you can't take all the same routes, but you can be maneuvering quicker on the map.
Yeah, let's see if they are ready. It seems so, or at least Lure.
We sold them to get the green screens got out in. We sold all the umbrellas. Okay, so map number 2 is gonna start soon. What's your prediction, Rob?
Yeah,
I mean, Ruins was Lure's map pick after all.
Yeah, but Lure has the Doomslayer. And yeah, I think that's almost a default win. I do think Visor is actually a great counter. Like you can trap the Doom. Yeah, with an LG if you have the information. But yeah, if we saw how last map went, I think Lure will be in position for pretty much every major item.
Yeah, he had the control down, but you never know. It could all change. Could all change.
Yeah, and it can be in deep embrace. Hey, Dramus, thanks you for the follow.
Okay, let's start on JSkey this time.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Fight.
I mean, after all, he's the one who needs to make the comeback happen, and spawning down at the railgun will mean he also gets the heavy and the rocket launcher. Pops the piercing sight immediately to make sure that he avoids a fight he has no weapon for. And now he has all the weapons he needs to fight, basically. 3 main weapons in his pocket, whereas Lure still needs railgun and rocket launcher.
Yeah, you see JSkey looking for angles. Really wants to defend the railgun. Oh, but isn't able to deny the LG, but his LG is much better than Lure's actually. And I think Lure... Oh, Lure also got a heavy, while JSkey did the same. But that was some great LG. Oh, he takes a jump pad while Lure is there around. But Lure is not able to do some punishment. He actually eats a rail.
Yeah, but it seems like despite losing the fight, given the fact that Lure stayed on the high ground, he gained position on the heavy end.
Stopwatch.
For him, it will provide a lot of value, whereas... or more value than the Mega Health will provide for JSkey. But JSkey can restack on the light armors as well, whereas Lure needs to find one of the few health bubbles. Oh, and now the fight turns out and Lure actually gets away with it. The rockets of the Australian player are just too good for JSkey to do anything here, and the rail of the spawn will not make anything easier. This rocket just barely misses, and now it's another frag for the Australian. And he shows why he's been so dominant on a map like Ruins beforehand.
Yeah, and I do think like the double jump comes into play. Right, he can just double jump around corners and evade all the defensive damage JSkey is releasing with the rocket. So JSkey really needs to focus on the hit scan weapons to do some damage on this floating Doom. Ooh, he does hit this one. 66 health on Doom.
When you can't connect the rail before the second health bubble is picked up, this would have been... Or with the first health bubble rather, this could have been the second frag for JSkey tying it up again, but he's still in control, although be it not in the better position. Lure still managing to stay on the high ground despite not having the stack advantage. JSkey's now looking for an opening, and yeah, that rail could have been an opening, but he can't connect it, and now he runs into two great rockets, make that three, and he manages to trade it miraculously, if you ask me.
Yeah, like, yeah, what you say, like, Lure is playing the basic Doom strat, just keep the higher ground, and as soon as JSkey finds an opening to get on the upper ground, or we have a fight, actually. Oh, it could have been a trade again if that last rocket from JSkey hit, but wow, he gets greeted by a full-on Hondo just for taking the jump pad. But yeah, we see...
He has the stack to pull it off, and now we see a boxing match. But it's cut short by a shotgun. I think we can safely say that a shotgun does more damage than fists in close range. And it also outdamages Lure's lightning gun. JSkey ties it up back.
He's raidable, not anymore after that light pickup.
Oh, huge hit from Lure. And will Lure be able to finish it off? Yes, and great weapon choice as well, Rob. Choosing the starting machine gun over another railgun. I like that play.
Ooh, yeah, also... Like, he had the better weapon, the lightning gun, but he stepped too close to Lure. And could not evade the rockets. It does hit a rail, but it's just before the mega health pickup, and Lure also has a rail gun. And seals the deal again on his 7th frag. But it's getting a little bit more back and forth. JSkey is able to get in the upper ground without without getting much damage before the fight. So this is the key in getting some frags on the board against the Doom of Lure.
Lure is scrapping for some stack, but what he finds is actually the heavy, so he's not even relegated to any poverty items. Huge shots from JSkey, but huge damage from Lure as well. This should be a frag either way, and it is Lure who manages to clutch it out.
5 minutes
Just by an inch. Being able to get away with another frag and doubling the frag count of JSkey and getting away with it again. Lure is betraying death right now. Not having lightning gun might be hindering his ability to defend himself, but so far he's doing great, given the fact that he has no stack at all. Falling back to the heavy again will change that. Now he just needs, to find some opening damage, and we're good to go.
Yeah, and I think JSkey is just getting better right this minute. His weapon selection is much better. Trying to, finish the deal with hit scan weapons instead of banking on his rockets. It's just still not enough because Lure is just a little bit higher skilled than JSkey, but it's good to see the progression.
Yeah, and you definitely see that JSkey is feeling much more comfortable on Deep Embrace than he does on Ruins, and this results in... I was going to go something different, but those shots from Lure were just too nice to miss. Great shots by the Australian, great frag. To give him a way more comfortable lead than it looked like he would have had 1 or 2 minutes ago. There we go again, huge hits. from the Australian. Lure is actually just getting frag after frag, and even when he's not seemingly in control, he still manages to find a rotation which puts him back onto some stack and thrashing his opponent. But now JSkey's HMG is just way too good.
And
Nice
I
shot
think
from the
this is an
French.
important frag if he can get to the heavy, because, yeah, 2 minutes ago it was a little bit closer, but Lure was able to make a reasonable split on the items.
Ooh, nice try balls.
So he had actually full control for a few minutes, and yeah, also got the major end of the frags, while JSkey did not reach anything. But now he gets the heavy and also the opening damage, but falls down onto a string of lightning of Lure, who is back in the rotation again. Oh, but the aggressive move from JSkey. Oh,
Sometimes the W key is all you need.
true, but he paid a lot of stack for that frag.
Yeah, and he also paid position on the heavy. Lure just dwarfs the stack of JSkey because he spawned over on that side after JSkey was so close to him on the last death. There you go, back-to-back rails. Mean it's 13 for Lure, and yeah. I mean, after like the 4th minute, when Lure managed to get a rotation going and get the frags on JSkey while being out of control as well, it just spiraled out of control for the Frenchman.
So yeah, he's looking for scraps, while Lure still has a little bit overstack on the health and received the heavy. But yeah, again, great damage from JSkey, but it's just before the pickup. But okay, he still turns it around. Like, this is the second. Wow, the midi.
Huge shots. I mean, that was such a clutch fight. Oh, well, clutch rocket in the fight, rather. Lure just hits the amazing things right now, and okay, JSkey had enough of it.
Yeah, but
This time it's the shotgun.
on the other hand, the LG from JSkey is just magical. Like, this is the second or third time he won an LG fight that he shouldn't win by stack alone, but he gets it. Wow. Well,
Wait a
let's
second.
go, yeah.
Oh no, what a cock block rocket that was. Beautiful direct from Lure, just ends any possibility of a comeback right there. But it was a nice, like yeah, it looked so promising for JSkey, who started to get some frags in a row and managed to establish a rotation himself. That's a good showing from him. Wow. Look at that. And here we are.
The GGs are out.
Confident win, I'd say, for Lure.
Yeah, for sure.
This will also end the first round of this tournament for Lure and JSkey. But bear in mind, this is a dual bracket. Double elimination
this is
bracket.
this is indeed a dual bracket.
Yeah, it's a dual bracket.